Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I had promised to do a video on this latest scandal, which to me, in one sense, it should be a huge scandal and a huge wake-up call to how much the state, the government, the unaccountable authoritarians have mobilized all of their civilian resources that they possibly can against the civilians themselves. And, of course, the post office, although it is what? Obviously, an agency of the government, federal agency, right? You have to understand those people that are employed are civilians. And when we first had this story come out that members of USPS were spying on people's social media. Now, I want you to grasp that for a moment. Spying on their social media, but I thought that they dealt with physical mail. Well, there's a nexus point we're going to talk about. Okay? So, again, on one hand, you have this happening and the admission of it and how far it goes, at least in public admission, we're about to go over, and there's not a lot there. I'm going to give you my breakdown of what I believe it to be and what I don't think is actually going on. But at another level of this, you have to believe that this was going on and is going on for quite some time. In other words, this is probably going on during the Trump administration, whether or not Trump's aware of it or not. That's my guess. This is probably a much longer standing program. And programs like this exist elsewhere in these government bureaucracies that many of us cannot grasp, okay? So on top of that, I want you to get your questions and comments in. We're going to take all of them. I want to remind everybody, fully demonetized, well over a year on YouTube. We're riding it with 2 strikes for daring to talk about real solutions other than lockdowns and unconstitutional authoritarianism. That's where it really comes down to. We're treading lightly. We're now, I believe, 15 days away from losing those 2 strikes and making it that much more difficult for YouTube to kick me off this platform. However, who knows? I could be gone tomorrow. I could be gone later today. We already had the channel taken down and then reinstituted without any explanation, with an attempt to claim that I was representing something with medical misinformation on a video on transhumanism. So please make the free Rockfin account. If you want to fully support me, make a premium Rockfin account. It's like a Netflix for creators. It absolutely helps. If you are not subscribed, make sure you are. Subscribe, thumbs it up, share this stuff. What's going on here? That's weird. This channel has no content. Oh, it was a match. Okay. That's right. I was looking for the Rugged Man video earlier. But share the channel. We want to grow here as well. We want people that watch cat videos and gaming tutorials, right? And comedy spots, all that stuff to come on over and look at a little bit more of the hardcore reality of the situation we're in. We want to thank platforms like Odyssey for backing us up. And again, we couldn't do it without you. Rockfin. At least make the free account. In fact, if you want to see me talking about the swine flu and a triple shot back in the day when the media was a little bit more honest, that's up there for free exclusively at Rockfin. And let's see, we haven't checked this in about a day. Let's see how many followers we've gained. A Burmis Brigade that have gotten you to come over to a place where we can, 30 or so, not quite 30. So again, you haven't made that account. That's how you support the program, bare minimum, and then share the links. Let's get into it. So they're admitting that it is spying on Americans, that a law enforcement arm is snooping on social media posts and working with other agencies in a covert operation, but won't reveal the details. Now, number one, you have to ask yourself, how many of these members of the post office are now stationed looking at people's social media? And then what is the criteria for them to be looking at that social media in the first place? Surely it will not correlate or align in any way, shape, or form with the type of mail that they have gotten in the past or continue to get, right? That's probably something they might monitor after the fact. Now, this whole thing is extremely problematic, because then you have to ask yourself, well, if you have this program going on and they're working with other law enforcement agencies, is there the possibility of warrants, if you will, that are not really warrants? In other words, illegal secret dictates to search someone's mail inside the post office before it goes there without a warrant, without an actual due process. That seems to me more likely. That's probably what's happening here. You understand what I'm saying? So, in other words, they're doing a multitude of spying in conjunction with all these other agencies that have now turned on the American people openly. They're calling everybody they can a domestic terrorist or some kind of a either white supremacist, or now they can get you with Farrakhan, right? After that Capitol incident, they have the black supremacist card. Okay, maybe it's none of those things. Maybe you want to just commit a hate crime against Asians for some reason. Any box they can put you in as some kind of a phobic, right? Then you could commit a hate crime and get on lists that are outside of due process while they try to take you along into this UBI, automation nation, total slavery, social credit score system on the road to their transhumanist nightmare. Okay? So this should be a big scandal. We should be demanding transparency. We should be demanding that whatever they're doing be absolutely 100% completely dismantled. Okay? And it's not revealing the details for a reason, because they don't want people to understand how far this has gone. It's gone super farther than you could ever imagine, especially if you're new to this stuff. The inspection service, the situational awareness bill. And again, it's because of people like you out there standing up and demanding this stuff that we're able to find this stuff out. Okay? Period. So, thumbs this up, subscribe, share. Let's get the questions in. Before we do, I do want to remind people that if you are watching over on Rockfin, that's really the only way that you can skip the line with a tip. And I want to thank those people out there that have been tipping, and some of the new subscribers out there. I want to say thank you to Peter Bedford. Thank you so much for Cam Titus, Krista Marks, Jess Bierman. Awesome. Thank you guys for becoming paid subscribers. Now let's get into some of these tips from earlier. David Westfall, thank you so much. Samuel Stafford, thank you so much. I See Irony, thank you. Mandy Zimmerall, thank you. Castillo, thank you. And I think Chassis Cakes. Oh, okay, Chassis Cakes. We didn't read this one. Constitutionalism is a cult too. Any absolutism leads to the same place, and context always matters. I'd agree. Listen, when I say that, I basically mean as small as government as possible. And to me, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, because of the Bill of Rights and because of amendments to the Constitution, it's the perfectly imperfect document. It is not absolutist in that if things are too egregious, you can change them through an actual constitutional amendment via the limited government you've provided. No system is perfect, by the way, Chassis Cakes. Peter Paulson, thank you so much. Elisha Kramer, let's see. Please add this to the Mother's Day funds. Can't make it, living in Pennsylvania, but we'll be there in spirit. Hopefully this $20 goes towards someone who needs a meal. Well, not only just who needs a meal, but maybe needs some time with some other human beings. For those that don't know, we are doing the Mother's Day picnic here in Bettendorf, Iowa. And actually, I'm going to a meeting shortly after this to meet with other people to make sure we're really organized for this. And we want everybody to come down to Crow Creek Park. It's totally free. I don't care what your political affiliations are. Bring your mom, bring your family. Let's have our kids play together. Let's talk to one another. Let's have a good time. Let's eat some burgers, dogs, chicken, pork, you name it. It's going to be delicious. Have some chips and some lemonade and be human beings again. That's all. That's all. So let's get down to it. Let's get in there. Shadow Band account says cheers. Cheryl says hello to everybody. Sup? Good evening. You're from Florida. Well, thank you, Kevin. How you doing, brother? Thanks for fighting for Assange. Outstanding work. We appreciate that. Assange is a no-brainer. Obviously, if you want to be for free speech, that is something I'm an absolutist on. You have to defend that. You have to understand how dangerous it is, what they've already done to that man, and how there's no end in sight, and it doesn't look like it's going to end well. They're getting more and more brazen. I absolutely 110% agree with you. 110%. Yee, Jason B. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you, Jan. Appreciate that. Why not look at our mail? They learned this from Zuckerberg. Well, our mail is limited. I think that they are looking at some of it. And I would think that they're actually probably using devices to look at the majority of it at this point. But then there's probably special cases where they really want to get in there. Probably just gathering intel. That's part of it. Profiles. You got to wonder, I mean, how far does it go? Does it go as far as maybe every once in a while they find like a high area of resistance and they do want to infiltrate with an actual postman that's working for one of these other agencies? Does it go that far? I don't know. I'm not part of the program. Did you see the Chinese MMA fighter that was booed in Florida? That was just ghastly on their part. Here's the deal. I did watch that, Wei Ling. I like Rose, and plenty of people get booed that are American as well, and I know that the comments that she made were there. However, you know, that fighter, for instance, did a little training with Tulsi Gabbard while she was running for president. And no matter what, you got to believe, like, she's in an unwinnable situation. But if you were to go the other route and you were in China, perhaps the American would be booed. Okay. Elisha is throwing out another Tipsky and Hutch. Oh no, that's Castillo. Thank you so much, Castillo. Oh no, it is Elisha. Says, please put this towards your Mother's Day picnic. Can't make it from PA, but we'll be there in spirit. Another one. Wow. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So look, I mean, look, xenophobia, jingoism, nationalism, it doesn't bother me that much. It's not like she was getting pelted or assaulted. And look, Rose had a huge knockout. I did not see that coming. I honestly thought Wei Ling was going to be able to close the distance, maybe get her uncomfortable up against the cage or on the ground. No such thing. No such thing happened. What an exciting night of fights. How exciting was it to see all those maskless faces embracing one another. Loved it. Still prefer my home state of California over any other state, especially Florida. Oh, man. I hope they recall your governor. The post office reroutes mail that is both certified and registered mail to addresses other than where the package was addressed to, like in different cities altogether, nowhere near one another. That's also a good point, that they do have the power to redirect these packages, etc., into different places. I'm too dull to be of interest to anyone, but it really ticks me off that the government can just do this. Listen, I remember back in the day when Michael Moore was doing Fahrenheit 9/11, he was showing how anti-war, anti-Iraq war activists had been physically infiltrated in like a group of like 13. You never know. You never know. Jan, I hear you. I'm in Texas. It's hard to take that some in certain states just get high and others suffer with untreated pain. Oh, we're talking about a marijuana issue there? Jason said he was doing a live stream on Rockfin after the one here, but I didn't see it on Rockfin. What? We're on Rockfin right now. In fact, Castillo, you did give one. We're going to the moon and we're going to Mars, Jason. You the man. Ariel, let's schedule for next week. Shoot me another email because I know you've shot me 2 already. And I know it's a black screen there for you guys, but I'm reading it. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. And you know how I feel about that. And by the way, I haven't done my Musk video, but they got him hosting Saturday Night Live coming up. They got the Bezos Musk Twitter battle going on with some big dick swinging action in it. I mean, come on. Give me a break. Give me a break. Corporate money plus politicians equals fascism. Yes. Yes, it does. Let's see. Are we all the way down to the bottom? Wow. Oh, is that it right there? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I guess we are all the way to the bottom. Let's go over to Rockfin. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. Let's get at least 100 thumbs up, can we, guys? Get your questions and comments in. Let's see. They're going after Giuliani. Obviously, he's a career criminal and top 9/11 suspect, but this is about Hunter's laptop, isn't it? Simon, it does look that way. You know, that's not something I've covered because, again, I don't think Giuliani's a great guy, but it looks like the cover-up crew wants full access to anything that may be out there in the public arena and leak about the Hunter case. 100%. I think you're 100% right in there. Hey, Jason, dude, buddy. In your views, what are the next steps, big or small, that the Predator class are going to be doing? Time frame. Example, in 2 years, mandatory vaccines and UBI. In 5 years, implants go mainstream, etc. Go watch my work on Dennis Bushnell, the Future of Warfare 2025. Look, it's up to us to push this back. I don't know what to say. They want a UBI going in the next, before this administration is out for sure. They want it on a national level. The brain chips, they don't want them any later, like, to be fashionable than 2030 for sure. Maybe as early as 2025. That's how I feel about it. More personal level, have you been hitting the gym yet? Get off your butt. No, I haven't, and thank you. You're right. I should. I need to get off my fat harness because I am way out of shape right now. Way out of shape. Way out of shape. Unacceptably out of shape. Okay, how's that? Totally admit that. Let's see. Sorry guys, I'm trying to go back to the YouTube thing. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share, everybody. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Don't forget they can read unopened mail. I never see your live stuff on Rockfin. Do I have to pay for it or something? No, it's live right now. In fact, if you go to rockfin.com, on the top and you're following me, it should actually have a little live bunker up at the top. They notify paying subscribers when I go live, apparently, and then sometimes they put out emails. But yeah, the links that I give via like Twitter and Facebook are usually my Rockfin links. They bring you directly there. I don't know. Do you have remember, you got to create that free account first and become a follower. That'll help. California and New York have to stop giving welfare to red states. What happened to pull yourself boots? That mentality's long gone. The new word is sustainability and equity. And that's the code word that Dennis Bushnell of NASA told you about in his speech from 2011. What can we do to stop? I mean, I'm hoping that we demand through foils and local legislation. The other thing is it's dangerous to get this defunded, and then it's all FedEx and it's all Bezos, Amazon, right? And UPS. Oh, Amazon will pick up the rest, but UPS and FedEx can't. Or maybe Musk will swoop in with his driverless cars. I hear you. I'm in Texas. It's hard to take that some in certain states just... Oh, yeah, we already did that one. Huh. I must have skipped over a lot before that. Until they stop Lawrence D. Fink, CEO of BlackRock Hedge Fund and the board member of the World Economic Forum, America will continue to go down the path of death and destruction. The idea that we have not... well, obviously, now that we have a militarized DC and we have a puppet zombie in there, we're not going to do this. But we as an American people weren't smart enough to expel the United Nations in all of its forms out of this country immediately. Okay? And any of these NGOs that have been set up the last, 200-300 years, dunzo. No more NGOs. You're all paying taxes. You're all criminally liable. The system isn't set up to empower you and enslave us anymore. How about that? And then literally have to dismantle this massive intelligence apparatus they've built in America. I sure hope some of my kids come on Mother's Day. I hope they do too, Jan. It's sad that people are still not ready to get together when here we are almost in the beginning of May 2021. Let's see. ABC agents fabricate terror. Correct. Sounds fun. The Rockefeller lockstep papers talk about authoritarian control like it's a good thing. Of course they do. Rudy's home was just raided. Yes, his home, his office. I watched a video of his son talking about this. And, his son was right in the respect of this can happen to, the former president's lawyer. It can literally happen to anybody. And look, I talked about it a little bit with Pasta on the Rockfin exclusive. If you haven't seen the hour and 20 minutes I did with Pasta Jardula, please check it out. It's only at Rockfin. We had about 20 minutes of it over at YouTube. But again, subject matter that we just can't talk about anymore here. And the thing is, not only can't we start talking about things, they're banning people from flying. So Nick Fuentes can no longer fly. What? I'm not even a fan of Nick Fuentes. I think he should be able to fly. And I really hope you do too. Largest protest ever here in the UK, and it just got ignored. We're running out of time and options, I feel. Yeah, I know. It's bad. Whoop. Let's see how much went right there. Let's see. Jason, I found this Institute of Justice channel on here. They video predictive policing algorithm creates a dystopian nightmare for residents of this town. Interesting. Might be worth covering. Nightmarish stuff. Basically, Minority Report. Yes, we're there. It's been around, but they are actually doing it now. Yes, they are. In fact, Whitney Webb and I discussed this ad nauseum, that it was Bill Barr's Justice Department that was starting to put this into action and taking the technology, again, that they've had on the shelf for decades and instituting it now. Bill Barr was never your friend. I mean, how many videos did I have to do telling you Bill Barr wasn't your friend? People wanted to believe that hopium, man. They wanted to believe he was working with white hats to take down the deep state. They couldn't look for what was right in front of them. A total monster. A fixes-in guy. Right? Literally the leader of the cover-up crew. The public face of it. 70 thumbs up. Can we get 100? My goodness. Look, I can't even talk. Hamza, I can't even talk about that subject on this platform. I can't even read that. Okay? That's it. And then I don't know if that's directed at me. I don't know what to tell you. Oh no, I just melted plastic on my stove. Gotta put down the phone. I mean, think about what Joe Rogan said, and it was headlines everywhere. Everybody's worried about a podcaster just talking common sense. Just common sense. Okay? Oh, that's a big jump too. Here we go. If you have 24 hours to live, just think, where would you go? What would you do? Who would you screw? And who would you notify? Or your ass deny that your ass is about to die. Who knows? To live is to suffer, but to survive, well, that is to find meaning within the suffering. Look into Lawrence DeFink, the head of BlackRock Hedge Fund and board member of the World Economic Forum. He's a thief, murderer, destroyer. True Talk, Goodwin, Good Nude Bear. Let's see. Article out of Ontario today. They will be putting patients to long-term care homes due to overcrowded ICUs. Great. They're pulling the Cuomo's is what you're telling me. Cuomo policy. Technocrats. Saw on Twitter, let's see, today, 2003 Oscars, the crowd booed Michael Moore for his anti-war speech and later in the night gave minutes-long standing ovation for child rapist Roman Polanski. Yes, that happened. Yep. Technocrats want to control all resources, including human resources. My mom worked for the USPS, and they have great benefits, but this is over the top. I have friends that work for the post office. Thank you. You thought that was a great interview? I thought it was a great interview, too. Love having Pasta on. Nick Fuentes is a Zionist. I don't know that, or I don't know much about Nick Fuentes outside of what I've seen, and I saw him speak live in February of 2020, right before all the madness. Right? With I didn't even know what a groiper was. I still really don't, other than like a follow of Nick Fuentes. The lockdowns have apparently locked people's minds into belief boxes too. Even when the evidence is obvious, mainstream, and or right in their faces, they appear to be locked into the insanity. Yes, sad. Yes, people are under total mind control. under total mind control. The USPS is actually a private corporation and receive taxpayer funds via supplement to keep it running. Interesting. Really, the post office isn't an arm of the federal government? I'm looking that up. We're doing it live. Post office, federal. Oh, it is an independent agency. Well, thank you for the correction. See, we get it wrong. What is this? Let's see. Independent agency of the executive branch of the United States federal government responsible for providing postal services in the United States, including insular areas and associated states. Interesting. Interesting. But are the postal workers federal employees? So you do, yeah, because that's what I thought. You must follow federal rules and receive federal benefits, but they don't. It's a quasi-federal. Oh, Federal Reserve type thing. Quasi-federal agency. These mother truckers, man. These mother truckers. All right. Anyone know the policies on flying to Florida from Washington State round trip? I don't know what Washington State's doing. No idea. And you might even have to deal with like some of this layover stuff. You never know. What about the Nuremberg Law? You can't force this on people because it's still experimental. Damn right. Damn right. Okay. By the way, thank you for your videos. I've been sharing them. You are really awesome. Well, thank you, Friendly Brilliant. India wants our help. What the hell is going on? Corruption, corruption, corruption. Robber barons are technocrats. So, look, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. We've been going for almost 30 minutes. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. Listen, again, maskless Mother's Day picnic. We're doing it. We're doing it big. If you can get down, or throw your own. We're encouraging people to come down, bring their family, live stream the event, let people know it is time to get back to being normal, not some new authoritarian normal that is, outlandish and nutty and restrictive, transhuman. Rockfin, Rockfin, Rockfin. Have I told you about the Rockfin? Again, for the premium members, we've got 72609 in full, the whole video podcast. For non-premium members, you get a little 9-minute segment where Alex Jones and I actually expose Glenn Beck. But before that, you have Meredith Vieira talking about the swine flu and a triple shot. A triple shot of that stuff. And Jason Burm is talking about how they love this stuff. And if you haven't seen it, go make that free Rockfin account. Check it out. Pasta, well over an hour, and so much more exclusive content there for free. Remember the premium stuff, the archives, it really helps. Become a premium member. If you are a YouTube watcher, at Jason Burmis is the Venmo. Jason is void at yahoo.com. That's where you can help me out on PayPal. Otherwise, the links are below. And, of course, a premium membership gets you everybody's stuff over at Rockfin. Absolutely love you guys. Thanks for joining me. And remember to check out everybody's stuff at Rockfin. From the Convo Couch to Graham Elwood with the Whitney Webb, some Jimmy Dore on the side, my good friend John Fitch, my man Ben Askren, if you're into that sort of thing. Poor Ben, but you can't say poor Ben. Big payday for Ben. Guys, I love you, and I'll see you on the flip.